we are afraid of what this technology could mean for us, because we are not able to actually see so far into the future. So we have all these questions: what are we going to do with the truck drivers? What are we going to do with the people that clean the floors, and so on? But it's something it's clear is that the center of everything at the end of the day, it's the human being. You know, you're building robotics for a supermarket store, but if no humans can buy food, then your robots have no purpose at all. And we are at the gates of space exploration, you know, and there's going to be a lot of work there to be done. A lot, you know. We're going to have to build cities and then societies as a whole, and that's going to require a lot of manpower working alongside robotics, and it's a task that we cannot do without robotics anyway. You know, we're going to begin with this solar system, but then eventually we're going to expand to other solar systems and the galaxy, and there's a lot of tasks to be undertaken, you know. And I think that one of the fears that we as a human race have is that we fear also ourselves, you know, and we know ourselves. We've been with ourselves for all of history, and we know what we're capable of. And so, in a sense, basically, we're talking about values. You know, when Soden said that maybe AI can be, you know, predating adults but not children, we're talking about values there. And this is something where humans excel. You know, no robot at the moment is going to be able to create the values that we have had to learn the hard way across all of history and so on. You could look at everything just as a set of values that has tools around it. You know, nuclear technology can be a nuclear bomb or nuclear energy. And the same is going to happen with robotics. Not all robots are going to be good, for sure, because not all humans are good. And some humans that are not very good are going to also develop robots. So we, the people that are here, and anybody else that can hear this talk and this message, needs to make sure that their technology will follow the right path, the right values, because the type of technology that we're going to develop in the next decades are not going to impact our existence only. You know, we're building technologies for the next millennia, and so for you to make a couple more bucks, you know, you shouldn't be enslaving all of the next generations and so on, so just so that you can appear in the front cover of a magazine. And I think that at this stage, at least, you do have the idealists inside these companies. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, you know, when things change, but at the moment I can see this, and it's also inspiring, you know. And you know, Amit said before that that the process is going to take long, like 20 years, 30 years, and so on. So these truck drivers are not going to lose their job immediately, and when they do, they're going to be able to enter into some other jobs slowly. But you're not going to see children learning how to clean the supermarket floors, because they know. Children already know. When they see a robot, they know that the future's down that path, and they're not afraid of it. Why? Because they're not afraid of themselves, because they don't have malice.
Yeah,
You know.
fully agree, Alex. For joining this second panel, and the first panel, we discussed about you know, how to start a robotics project. In this panel, we would like to speak about robots and human. I noticed there is two main topics. First, robots will replace human, robots and labor, and robots and safety. Means I would like you to answer to the two questions. How to what do you think? I don't know. What do you think about people arguing that robots will create more layoff, will create more problems than really will solve a problem, and people that they I mean, I don't want to go to science fiction saying that robots will invade us. I'm not going to there, but saying that robotics may hurt people because it's not safe. Let's start with
And
yeah.
okay, so in this context, I will like to share, some event which really happened with me, because I do work in a area of inspection in the oil and gas field, and a lot of labor power is involved into this one actually. And in fact,
Yeah,
when
you're
I was
right. Yeah.
testing my robot in the field, I was directly questioned by some of the people, the operators: "Are you going to replace us? Are you going to take our job? What actually you are trying
Yeah.
to do here?" So you can means I really felt okay. Means some people are means a lot of people are really threatened by seeing the robot in the field and doing the task which they are doing it regularly. But what I found that interaction, I was able to convince a lot of operators was this. For example, I can give you the context and example of India. For example, if you see that when manufacturing revolution happened, China almost overtaken the world. India, with the 1.3 billion people, we survived because the computer age came. A lot of computer programming came. Actually, people were fearing the bank employees and other regular. Oh, thought computer will take away the jobs of the bank employees. What will happen?
Yeah.
So many layoffs will happen. But actually, it helped India. We survived on the computer programming. Actually, it gave so much dignity to the life to the people. They moved from the menial job to doing the high paying programming job, and the economy and with the information is it revolutionized actually. So frankly speaking, what I suggested, and it convinced a lot of people, that you will be taking, yes, reskilling will be required. Means you will not be doing the same job as doing the manual stuff, but yes, some kind of new skills will come up, like AI is coming, robotics is coming, and it will become a lot more user friendly. It's not that everyone has to learn the programming to operate a robot or maybe interact with it actually. So in my view, the people, it is not a layoff. In fact, it will be the reskilling of the people, moving to the different sector, maybe more
Sector.
cognitive oriented job, more like a comfort level job, maybe more mental job, but not the menial one. Like I know, like Alex suggests that we are not very good at cleaning the like a floor, so better we should not do it actually. So I agree that
Exactly.
we are not
Yeah.
very good at monitoring the oil and gas field or such industries which are very very intensive weather extreme conditions. Let's have a robot do the job. You sit in control room and do from there.
I will love this, isn't it? I will love really not doing anything at home and the robot do everything. It will be enjoyable anyway. You have
My
this
what
answer to the second question. I mean, it's saying that if I look at your sector,
yeah.
of course, when you talk about that the robot, the solution will avoid that people touch with people that take a risk by following and touching, but at the same time people may think that we are relying 100% on robots, and this is also a risk because if you don't following by yourself, I mean
Hmm.
everything,
Hmm.
you may take the risk to have problems to any typical software problem or bug or some deviation. What do you think about this and this the
See,
second point in my
Very
question?
very good question. Very good question. So I will answer from two part. Maybe the Chris has already presented about the safety aspect, and I can bet you a lot of people are working. Means since see, for example, I'm working with one of the project with the Stanford where we are trying to design a robot which can repair the live wires. And believe me, like for example, my father is works in electricity sector, and we found that one guy got electrocuted with 25,000 volt. Why you require a human to do that job anyway? Actually, so saying that robots are dangerous, in fact, I find that in many industrial areas we are more dangerous than the robot itself. So having placing the robot in those locations is far more better. Means company has to pay full compensation,
Hello.
one 1 month of hospitalization charge, and the guy has almost lost his life. So frankly speaking, I believe this safety will come because we are now entering in the age of robotics, where the human and the robot are going to work in collaboration, and obviously the technology will evolve. We did not have any AI at that time actually when we started doing this automation of the supply line actually, especially in the automotive sector. We succeeded doing a lot, but still with more AI, with more sensory environment where data is coming, actually we'll be able to make the robot more and more safer. Obviously the so we need not to fear it. It's a stage of evolution. The revolution is coming. It's like Alex already said that robots are here to stay. We have to learn with them, cooperate with them, and probably the robot will also learn to cooperate with human actually. So
Yeah,
there will be a lot
I
more
think.
paper.
Yeah, I think. Thank you so much, Amit. Let's now to go to Johan and his guest star. He has with him a guest star that I wanted to see her or to see him more. Johan? No, he cut it in let's go to no, we wanted to see her or to see him. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
she's here. She's the reason why
hello.
we found the robot.
Yeah, exactly. No, I saw that she's not he's not a robot anyway. Thank you so much. Yeah, this
But
to
that's
hi to our guest star here. I wanted to continue this discussion because I think it's very important, and delivering those messages will help this community to progress and to make the right choice. Let's go to Soran and also have his point of view about labor and safety.
Yeah, sure. So on the one hand side, so I will answer that question as second question regarding the functional safety and that stuff. But first of all, the question was that people might argue that robots will create more problems than what they solve. So we have seen those types of new up-popping problems with new technologies which were coming multiple times. So that's serious, that the problems will be different afterwards. We have seen that, for example, in the car industry. So first of all, the car was there, then we needed to make lanes on the streets, and we need to train the drivers, and we make rules, and we need to mass-produce cars, and all of that stuff. So that's where problems which were not there before. And I think we also see such things afterwards in robotics. How they really look like, I don't know, but there will be different problems afterwards. And regarding the hurting problem, so I currently foresee that the current AI technology, if it's used wisely with training and stuff like that, it's fine to use it and it should be safe. But we all need to keep in mind that currently most of the AI research is done within bias, right? So meaning it's trained on, for example, on adults and not on kids, right? So even if an algorithm can detect an adult, it might not detect a kid. And it's the same for different colors of people, for different ages of people, for all of that stuff. And I think we should keep that in mind whenever we deploy systems, not only functional safety, but also to get rid of that bias.
Thank you so much for your answer, Soran. Jens, what do you think about this topic?
Around safety, definitely I can agree with what Sören just said, and also the examples have been given already. Yesterday in our hardware acceleration conference, we were talking exactly about that topic, where we created drones who are flying the current and looking for things, where imagine there's people jumping on these wires with 2000 volts and looking for dangerous and looking for things. This is just absolutely crazy. Where we can, on the safety aspects and where safety environments are, where we can better move a robot in and instead of risking a life of a human being. Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. Let's go to Artem. What do you think about labor?
I'm fully agree with the example given already about the car, about this line of electricity. In the Kenvi concept, from the beginning, we're trying to keep the robot in loop with the human, and we're trying to still be cobotics, so oriented to work with the human and to help human. Heavy for robot, easy for human. I think it was already said that it will be new era of high-level job and not low-level job. So human beings should move to programming, to creation, to supervising of robotics, and there is it will change. as the car was appear in our society, we was adapting.
Yeah.
Finally, it's
Coffee
good.
machine. Yeah.
Coffee machine,
Coffee
and the robot will be
machine.
there, and it will stay with us. So I don't see any problem to live my future life with robots, and I'm very
With
happy
robot.
and excited to observe myself this transition in society.
Johan?
I'm very happy to live in this period when this transition occurs.
Johan, what do you think? Your point of view? Oh, I think he does. Yeah, I think he does not hear.
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, now
Oh
it's
yeah,
okay.
now you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I completely agree with all the things. And from my aspect, yeah, I just want to put emphasis on all we say here. It's true, but first we have to educate the kids that they're born now, and to attract the kids, and especially girls, because as you can see here, we mostly men. So it's very important to attract women and young girls to scientific careers and engineers, and they will bring another ideas. And I'm sure that the robots in the future, like Alex was saying, they will be completely different at what we think now. And the young people, if good education, they will come up with ideas that we cannot even imagine now. So that's what we have to do. In my side, we have to educate the kids, and you will do the robotics. So we here and we work in teamwork. Yeah.
Thank you. Jens, you write on the chat, so what are we doing with the 500,000 truck drivers only in Germany and Europe? I think,
yeah.
means, yeah, this is the question that you asked. Would you would like to answer?
Well, no, it's just a question. I think we are very privileged when we are working in this area, and there will be definitely job losses. And what I think is really in shop stores, and I think the 500,000 lorry drivers or truck drivers we have in Germany, if they are replaced by autonomous driving, how do you educate a truck driver? He can't be a programmer and AI specialist. So we are very privileged, but there will be job losses. We shouldn't talk around.
We have seen this, we have seen this, when, if you look at the 1900, I mean, 19th century, you don't have electricity, isn't it? People were doing everything manually, and the technology transformed this industry and created those jobs that now they need to disappear, and we will find other jobs, isn't it? Means we need to accept also that nothing lasts forever, and everything is transformed in life. Every century has technologies and new technologies, and we are in phase that we can see this, we can have this vision, and we can prepare it. We can train people differently. We can start from now to think about those 500,000 drivers, how to help them, to be integrated in the second phase for autonomy. I mean, nothing here coming new, nothing new, at least.
Let me give you an example here in the case which the question which Jen is asking. For example, I work for a power company here, and what we are trying to do here is, because this PV panels are there installed, kilometers of length, millions of PV panels are there. So one job is like, someone has to clean this because, dust and sandstorms are there. So now robots are coming, and I can see they are offering the job a different kind. For example, a robot operator. So a truck driver can also learn to become a different kind of operator. See, for example, let me give another example. I met one friend. He was a pilot. He had an accident. He could not fly a passenger plane. So what he became a drone pilot now, actually. And he is still paid a good amount of money. So reskilling may not be, for example, a drone operator may not require to learn a very high skill programming, maybe little joystick operations, or maybe some buttons pushing around and looking to the system. That also can be one kind of a skilling, or maybe looking to the screen and maybe controlling from a distance. So a lot of jobs will be created. For example, what we are envisioning here, we'll be having, for example, we have a 300 megawatt facility, and we are going to have at least 50 operators who will be looking after the maintenance of the plant? So new jobs are getting created, and I'm sure that yes, balance will be a little up and down, but yes, that is a part of transition and struggle. It was always there, and it will be there, in spite of us
Yeah,
or
exactly.
with us.
I fully agree. And by the way, sir, an answer to your question, they can take part in the elder care because we need a lot of people there. And this is exactly, sir, and what I wanted to say, that there is always a solution, and we are lucky to be able to see this coming and to prepare the future. And I agree with you. We need people for elder care, and this is very important. Thank you for showing this, because this is typically the answer to many. There are simple answer and obvious answer to many issues. I think I will give Alex,